You don't wake up one day expecting your body to change, but when it does, you have two choices: let it define you or redefine yourself. Living with spinal stenosis wasn't something I ever planned for. Pain wasn't invited, limitations weren't part of my vision board, but life has a way of handing you unexpected chapters, and it's up to you to know how the story unfolds. At first, I grieved. I won't lie about that. I missed the way I used to move. I'm not broken, I'm adapting. I started to shift my mindset from why me to what now? Not in a defeated way, but in a determined way. Yes, there are things I can't do the way I used to, but that doesn't mean I do nothing. It means I do something differently. And that's the power of mindset. It turns limitations into boundaries you can work with, not walls that block your growth. I'm grateful for the days I can move with ease. I'm grateful for heating pads, ice packs, and slow mornings. I'm grateful for every small win, even if that win is just getting out of bed with a little less pain. I also redefine what strength looks like. Now, strength looks like listening to my body. Strength is saying no when I need rest. Strength is asking for help without shame. Some days are hard, that's real, but hard doesn't mean hopeless. I remind myself I'm still here, I'm still me. I'm just learning to live this life in a different way. Honestly, this version of me, the one that's learning, adapting, and growing, this is the version of me I'm proud of. If you're living with spinal stenosis or any chronic condition, just know you are not alone. You are not less, and you are not your diagnosis. You are still you. You still have purpose, power, and a future. One step at a time, we move forward. Not perfectly nor pain free, but with presence and possibility. Keep going. You've got this. Have you ever looked at your bank account, just staring at it? Rent due, refrigerator half empty. Somehow, they thought it all makes sense to take half your check in one month to pay for your Medicare premium. And thereafter, each month, you'll pay almost $200 for your own care. So, what do you do when you're living with a disability, living with spinal stenosis, and now your dignity feels like it's been deducted too? Let me tell you something. You are not alone. This moment and this struggle is not the end of your story. Living with spinal stenosis is not just about the pain in your body. It's not just about what you lost. It's not just about losing your work ability. It's the constant pressure, the waiting rooms, the rejection letters, the payments that you just can't make, the living without when you're doing the math with pennies. We've heard about it many times before, where elderly, older people, sick people have to make the decision of whether or not to eat or pay for their medical bills. I'm not here to cause trauma or trouble, but let's keep it real. It's very difficult to keep your head up when you're so far down. So you may be wondering, how can I deal with this? Well, you cry if you need to, but don't unpack and live there. Let it out, then wipe away your tears and get ready for the next step. Ask for help without shame. It's something that has been hard for me, but there's no way around it. You learn that it's necessary to do. Shame has no place here. You didn't do anything wrong by going to work every day to feed your family. And just because your body wore out doesn't mean it's your fault. Pride doesn't pay the rent. And you deserve community. You deserve compassion. Try the food banks. I go to the food bank. Organizations, friends, programs that can help. Reach out. Make the calls, write the letters, fill out the applications. And definitely keep receipts. They come in handy. You'll see. Find peace in small victories. I wore my back brace and my knee brace about 8 years now. Every single day. I didn't wear the big bulky ones, the big bulky back brace that the doctor gives you, because it didn't really give me support. And I didn't like looking disabled. I didn't want to be disabled. So I understood the concept of how the back brace helps you, and I found a different brand at the Rite Aid store. The brand of back brace I use is called Mueller. This video is not sponsored. This is my own experience. And I need the back brace so much that I always keep 2 on hand. Because if it gets kicked under the bed and I don't know where it is, it's quite a catastrophe. I need it. I have to have it. So I always maintain 2. They usually wear out after a while around the edges. And so that's why I have to replace them. This one has Velcro. It has a support in the back. It's fabric and it Velcros around your waist. But these get worn out over the years, and so I replace them. And I always make sure that I have 2 good ones on hand, just in case I can't remember where I put it last, because I have to have it. And my goal is, I would really love to not have to have it, to not have to wear it every single day. But for now, that's how it is. And that's what I do. It provides support, and it makes my body strong. It makes me be able to do more, longer. Without it, it's just a matter of minutes before I just feel extreme pain and swelling and discomfort. So it helps me throughout the day to be able to last longer before I go and lay down. And I wear the knee brace because the nerves from my back go down into my knee, and it complicates things. So the support of the knee brace helps keep my leg moving better. I know there's more people with spinal stenosis. I'm in different groups, and the people are really experiencing a hard struggle between the pain and not other people not understanding their journey, people not being supported, people thinking they're faking, people thinking um, you're lazy. All people that have spinal stenosis have all the same symptoms and give all the same testimony. And so when I found other people that said the exact same things that I say, that feel the exact same things that I felt strengthened. And so that was or is why I wanted to create the channel. I wanted not only people that live with spinal stenosis to be supported, but those that don't have spinal stenosis to understand that your spouse is not lazy. This is real. That your mother is not faking. This is real. Spinal stenosis doesn't have any set pattern. The set pattern is that it's irregular. Okay? You get pain, you get numbness, you get weakness, you get tingling, you get radioacopy, you get neurogenic claudication. It feels better when you're leaning over a shopping cart. All these things are true, but you also may feel okay for a day or two, a week. And then for no reason at all, or you don't understand the reason. You don't understand the reason. You don't know why. All of a sudden, it's so much worse. Or one day you don't understand why. All of a sudden, it's so much better. Or from second to second, day to day, it just goes up and down. It gets better, it gets worse, this and that. And there's no, I remember last year, I was walking to go pick up my car. I walked out of the house. I walked about 3 houses down. And it just hit me. I was like, oh my goodness, I couldn't hardly walk. So I stumbled back to the house. And I went in the house and I got my cane because I leave my house. I always had 2 canes. I had a house cane and a car cane. Because when I would be in the car, some days, okay, I'm going to wing it. I'm going to walk in, I'm going to walk out. And then other days, I was like, oh, I got to get my cane. I can't do it. I can't do it without my cane. And so I always kept a cane in the car and a cane in the house. Well, this particular day, I hadn't used my cane in years. And I'm walking down the street and I could barely walk just out of the blue. So in the house, I got my cane and I started walking again, but a neighbor offered me a ride to go pick up my car. I say that to say that from day to day, you never know where you're going to be with this. And it's frustrating, I think people, your family members, it might be frustrating for your family members or frustrating for your friends to watch you go through this, but it's really frustrating for us because there was a time when I dealt with my spinal stenosis, but I didn't think it was so bad I needed surgery. I said I can just manage this. I can manage it. Until one day I had excruciating pain. You got the pain scale up to 10. My pain went up to like a 14. And there was nothing I could do to make it go away. why I said I could always manage it is because I could rest or ice it or soak in Epsom salt or take medication or get rest, and it would ease up. But this particular time, it was at a 14, and no matter what I did, it was just excruciating pain. If I changed my position, if I took medication, if I soaked in the bathtub, if I rested for 20, no matter what I did, it was just excruciating pain that would never go away. And so, why I'm so careful with managing my spinal stenosis is because I know that at any time, without a reason, I could end up back at that 14 again, because that's how spinal stenosis is. From second to second, from minute to minute, it changes. And I thought about it. I said, well, I have foraminal stenosis, nerves compressed that exit the side of the spine, and I have central canal stenosis, nerves that are compressed in the center of the spine. And so, a nerve probably wiggles around. It's the way, nerves wiggle around. And so I said, well, since nerves can move around, maybe that's how come you can't really control what it does, because it depends on how the nerve is getting pinched and where the nerve is getting pinched and if the nerve can get unpinched and all that. Remember, surviving is a full-time job. So if all you did today was wake up and breathe, celebrate that. You showed up again. They can take half of the check. It's done. But they can't take your will to rise. They can't take your spirit. And they can't take your voice. If you're going through this, I see you, and so am I. Together, we'll just keep going. Because every day that you survive is proof that you're built for this. Still living and happily. That's enough.